We're coming to the end of this video, and there's no way we can end it without talking about probably the most important thing that you could learn on it, and that's how all this stuff works together with the number system, because that's the professional way of thinking it. That's the professional way of learning to use these chords. And you've got to see the number system sooner or later to develop your musical theory side of this thing, and these minor chords become very easy then. I've got some things on the board I want to run through and make it a little easier for you. We'll do it two ways. We'll do it the music theory way, and then we'll do it the easy way too, because some people like to see where it originates from, and that's good, you need to know, but then we'll make it easy too, so don't panic too soon. Let's go right to the board, you'll see what I'm talking about. Up here on the board, I've got a C scale written out, just like with no sharps, no flats. Everyone knows that C scale is no sharps, no flats. And it goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then C is 1 again. If you give them all numbers, like the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh, these are steps in the scale. Now, C scale is easy because it has no sharps and no flats in it, but it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Well, it turns out that in every case, no matter what scale I would write up here, the first chord, the fourth chord, and the fifth chord are the three relative major chords in this key. C, F, and G are always the three relative major chords in the key of C. We learned that by accident. What a lot of people don't understand is that the second chord, the third, and the sixth chord are always the relative minors in this key. So we have the 1, the 4, and the 5 are the major chords, the 2 or the D minor, the 3 or the E minor, the A minor or the 6 become the three relative minors. Now, in every key that would come out, if I wrote the scale of A out and gave A the first number, and it went A, B, C, and so forth, it would come out that the 1 and the 4 and the 5 would always be the relative majors, and the second step and the third step and the sixth step would be the relative minors. We don't use the 7th step much because it ends up being a diminished chord. I wrote it there because some people would want to know, gee, what happens there? Well, let's look at it another way. Let's go down here to this next little group. In the key of C again, we get the 1 and the 4 and the 5 is always C, F, and G. In the key of A, it turns out the same way. The 1 and the 4 and the 5 are A, D, and E. In the key of D, the 1 and the 4 and the 5 are always D, G, and A. So 1 is always the key, isn't it? And the other two chords are the 4 and the 5. Well, that's a nice start, but that's not the whole story. Let's go over here on the board a little bit. Let's talk steel guitar, the real thing. We're not talking theory here, we're talking patterns of things that we play. And everybody understands C as being the 8th fret, and maybe you're one of those players that plays the F chord or the 4 chord or the other chord, whatever you call it, starting with 8, going to 8 with pedals, and then going to 10 with pedals. That's always the 1 and the 4 and the 5, always. And this makes a little pattern. This would work in any key, by the way, the 1 and the 4 and the 5 like that. If we were in the key of A, this would be the 5th fret, 5 with pedals, 7 with pedals, but it would still be the 1, the 4, and the 5, no matter how you do it. If we were in the key of D, this would be 10 with pedals, 12 with pedals, and that's always the 1 and the 4 and the 5. The pattern stays the same. We just change the starting point, don't we? Well, if this is true, then we can think of the minor chords as being 8 with the A pedal, drop back 2 frets, and you get 6 with the D lever and 8 with the D lever. And this is certainly not the only way to get the minor chords, but this is an easy one, isn't it? We can go, the 6 minor is always 8 with the A pedal, the 2 minor is back 2 frets with the D lever, and the 3 minor is right on the same spot, right there with the D lever. So this is one way of seeing the 1, 4, 5, the 6 minor, the 2 minor, and the 3 minor. This doesn't tell us a lot of great things, but it's one way of doing it. Again, we're creeping up on the easy way. Well, there's another way of looking at it. We don't always play C there, do we? We can go up here and we can talk about 3 with pedals, 3 without pedals, and 1 without pedals. That's C, F, and G another way, and that's 1, 4, and 5 because an F is an F and a G is a G. So the F before was the 4, the G here. So there's a pattern of 1, 4, and 5 you might want to use too. That's a good idea. Here's where the minors are. Back to 1 with the D lever is where the 6 minor is, 1 with the A pedal is where the 2 minor is, and 3 with the A pedal is where the 3 minor is. So if you want to, you can think 1, 4, and 5 like this, 6 minor, 1, and 3. Personally, I think that's a rotten idea. I think both of these are bad ideas because they give you the true relative minors of these things, but they don't tell you the real truth of what's going on. Here's another way, the last couple of examples here. Here's what we really want to know. We do play C in a little pattern of chords like this. And if this is true, here's what we want to remember, that the 1 and the 6 minor are just that. The 4 and the 2 minor are just 8 with pedals. The 5 and the 3 minor are just 10 with the pedals. So if you're in the studio or if you're on the bandstand and somebody says, this is a 3 minor chord, or go to the 3 minor, I just go to 10 with pedals, and remember that the 3 minor and the 5 are identical in sound. They're the same exact lick. This right here is 3 minor or 5. If someone says this song goes from the 1 to the 2 minor to the 5, I'd go 8 to 8 with pedals, and then finally to 10 with pedals. I don't chase those minor chords around because this gives me all the licks I want. Well, the other way of looking at it is down there on the 3rd fret like this, 3 with pedals, and then maybe 3 without. That's the other way of looking at 1, 4, and 5, wasn't it? 3 with pedals, 3 without, 1. That's the 1, 4, and 5, but this is the 1 and the 6 minor, this is the 4 and the 2 minor, and this is the 5 and the 3 minor. And between these two patterns right here, you are unlimited. You are completely unlimited as to what you can play. So we started with a scale. Not a bad idea, but that's not the way to really think the number system. The way to think it is on your pedal steel guitar, because it works out that it's like a little computer. It works for you. It's like a slide rule. Remember, always 1 and 6 minor, same chord. 4 and 2 minor, same chord. 5 and 3 minor, same chord. And any way you find them in those little patterns, you've got licks, you've got scales, you've got everything in the world. You are equipped to handle almost any song with those 6 chords. Now, true, there are other strange chords that happens, but my goodness, you've got 6 of the most favorite, the most beautiful chords right at hand. That's about it. If you don't get anything else out of this 2-hour video, get this straight in your head and it'll improve your playing 2,000%. This is where it starts, this is where it ends. All right, we'll see you the next time. Have a good time with this thing.